Hello, I'm Scott Moore, Associate Professor at Michigan's Ross School of Business. In this video, what I'm going to talk about is web browsers and some tips I have for increasing your productivity with them. Specifically, what I'm going to talk about is the choice of browsers that I make, at least the decision-making process that I go through, and then use of tabs in those browsers, managing the cache, which can sometimes be helpful for recovering from troublesome situations, keeping the browser updated, which at least I'm pretty anal retentive about, setting important preferences, and then use of extensions and add-ons. So first, I use most of the time, either Google's Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. Sometimes I use Safari on the Mac. I always basically end up using Safari on my iPad. But when I'm working on a computer, I use either Chrome or Firefox because they're useful and have real good cross-platform compatibility. So when I'm using it on one computer, I know it's going to be the same on another. Friends don't let friends use Microsoft Internet Explorer. It generally is really, really good on a Windows machine. But if you're not using it on a Windows machine, you're probably not going to get to use it on another machine, specifically a Mac, which is what I happen to use. But also on tablets, and phones, it's not nearly as available. Now, just to be clear, this is not a formal lesson, and I'm not telling you what's the right way and the wrong way to use a browser, or which ones you should use and which ones you shouldn't use. These are just my preferences and how I tend to use these browsers, and I figure you'd want to know, since you're going to be looking at my browsers for all these lessons that we have coming up. Right here, I am in Chrome right now. You can tell by the shape of these tabs versus Firefox, which are these tabs. Now, I tend to use tabs almost completely exclusively. Maybe I'll open a separate window for once a month or something, but generally I keep all of my work within one tab. It helps me manage my workspace. If you could see my whole computer screen right now, you'd see I have maybe 15 or so windows open in other applications. I have right now 10 different applications open. You can't see all of them, but so I have a lot of windows open, and to keep the number of windows down, I use tabs within my browser. What I'm going to do now is talk about Google Chrome. I'm going to talk about all those different topics: the tabs, cache, keeping it updated, preferences, and extensions, add-ons. I'm going to go through all those topics with Google Chrome, and then I'm going to talk about Firefox. So, moving between tabs is the Control tab on the Mac. You see one window tab, you see the second, you see the third, and I'm doing this rotation by hitting Control tab one by one. The Command tab is used to switch between applications. Control tab moves between tabs within the window. To delete them, you click on the X. To choose a different one, not one by one, you click on it. But something that I found quite useful recently is Control click on a tab. On a Windows machine, you would right click, but then you do something called Pin tab right here. See, now it shifts it down to just the fave icon here, so it takes up less space. And if I do the same thing for this, then it's again, it takes up less space. So I can see I'm going to have BK4A up here all semester. I'm going to have YouTube up all the time. So I might as well have it take up less space. Okay, so that's called pinning. I can unpin by, again, control clicking and, shockingly, unpinning. And it expands it back out. When I quit Google Chrome, then I restart it. It comes up and it's still pinned. I have this set so that it automatically opens windows that I had open previously. So it restores it basically to its to the setting it was when I quit. If I make a mistake, let's say I accidentally close that tab, I can do a couple of things. I can use the Command-Shift-T, and that reopens it. Let me close it again. Or I can go here to History, Recently Closed, and open that window again. Okay, so that's been a big, nice feature to be added, because I many times close a tab too quickly, and I say, oh, how do I get it back? Well, it's real straightforward, either of those two, either the keystroke or that menu choice. Okay, next, the cache. The cache is the browser's memory of all the things that it has done recently. Sometimes you want the cache to be completely wiped clean so that maybe there's been a mistake. Maybe the browser isn't acting right anymore. Maybe some particular tab is acting quite strange and you can't figure out what's going on. Well, in that case, what you want to do is clear the browser, try it again. In Google Chrome, to clear it, you go under Chrome, go under Clear Browsing Data, and then you're given all these different choices. Beginning of time, that's almost always what I end up choosing what to do. Clearing the history, the download history, so if I've downloaded some files, emptying the cache. Those are the ones that I generally do. Sometimes I do this, but if you do that, then it'll start losing information about where you've been before, and maybe you want it to save that. So if it's acting weird, this would be the first thing that I would clean, is those three. Then I would possibly get rid of these, but I generally like to clear that. So clear browsing data, okay, and it's gone. All right, so then you try whatever it was that was causing you problems before. Keeping this updated, if you want to keep your software updated, which again, I'm pretty anal retentive about, under Chrome, you say About Google Chrome, and right here, I've already chosen it, but you might have a button that says Keep Google Chrome Updated for all users, or for this